It's time for Children's Chapel.
The chapel doors are open wide. It's time for us to go inside. The Children's Chapel, where we'll sing and worship Christ, our heavenly King.
Welcome to Children's Chapel, young friends. Please come inside with me and worship with us. This is your chapel friend, Jean Larson. And as usual, we begin our service with a hymn. Those of you who have received our free Children's Chapel songbooks should open them to number 30, a hymn of real consecration, giving or dedicating our lives to God. The chapel choir will lead us as we sing, "Take My Life," number 30.
Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take my moments and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. Take my hands and let them move with the impulse of Thy love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for Thee.
And now from the book of Esther in the Old Testament of the Bible, we hear our story. And it is a most exciting chapter called Queen Esther's Decision.
Today we continue the story of Esther, the beautiful young woman who dared to speak up to a king. When Esther is chosen to be the new queen of the Medo-Persian Empire, she is warned by Mordecai, her closest relative, not to reveal that she is a Jewess. For the Jews have been captives in this vast kingdom for many generations. Esther's good influence is soon felt throughout the land. But in the king's court is an evil man named Haman, who has become very powerful. When Mordecai, the Jew, refuses to bow down to Haman, Haman becomes enraged and plots to have all the Jews destroyed. He tells the king that the Jews have committed treason. And so the king announces that in 11 months, all the Jews in the kingdom will be put to death. Queen Esther in the royal palace is unaware of the plot against her people. But when she hears that her cousin Mordecai is wearing sackcloth and has smeared his body with ashes, she becomes suspicious and sends a trusted servant to Mordecai to find out what is wrong. As the scene opens, the servant has just returned.
My queen, I am back.
Rise, Haytek. What's this? Mordecai has refused my gift?
Yes, my queen. I brought him the fine linen robe and the camel-skin sandals of best quality, as you commanded. And I repeated your message, to put off his sadness as he put off his sackcloth, and to put on a joyous heart with the putting on of fresh clothing.
Yes? Then what happened?
Well, Mordecai just stood there, all smeared with ashes and wearing that tattered old rag. And holding his head very high, he said, "You can return these things to the queen with this message. We are soon to be destroyed, I and my people, to be slain and to perish. Haman has asked for the Jews out of revenge, and the king has granted his request."
Oh, no, it isn't true.
I'm afraid it is, my queen. Mordecai gave me a copy of the king's edict to show to you. At year's end, every Jew in the land will be slain, whether old or young, man or woman. None shall be spared.
Oh, no, no!
My queen, are you all right? Here, let me get you some water.
No, stay with me, Haytek. Don't leave me. I'm so frightened.
Here, sit down on the edge of the fountain. There, you will feel better in a moment. I'm afraid I've told you this news too suddenly. I am at fault.
No, I'm glad you told me. Oh, but why? Why?
Mordecai said it is the work of Haman. He claims that the king was duped by Haman into believing the Jews are treasonous.
Treasonous? How can the king believe that? No people are more law-abiding.
There is one more thing, my queen. Are you feeling well enough to hear it?
More? Yes, tell me everything.
Mordecai has charged me to tell you to go before the king. He said that you, and only you, have the power to ask the king to spare the children of God. That you must make a plea for your people.
So then you know, Hatak.
Yes, my queen. I know that you are a Jewess. Mordecai told me.
Oh, Hatak, please help me. The king doesn't know I'm a Jewess. Haman hates me and would see me destroyed. And the king listens to everything Haman says. How can I go before the king and plead for my people? I would lose...
Mordecai said that I should tell you that you can do all things in God's name.
Besides, I should lose my life if I entered the inner court unbidden. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces know that whoever enters the inner court of the king without first being called is instantly put to death. That is the law. Oh, Hatak, you must make Mordecai understand. I can't do this thing.
Forgive me, my queen, but surely the king will call for you soon. And when he does, then you can plead for the Jews.
I'm so distraught. No, the king will not call for me. Haman will see to that. I understand everything now. It is the work of Haman that the king has not called for me in 30 days. He is afraid I might influence the king. No, Haman has complete power over the king when I'm not around. You will see. I will not be called. Oh, I understand everything now.
Shall I tell this to Mordecai?
Yes, go at once. Tell him... Oh, Hatak, make him understand. I can't go before the king. It is impossible. I have too much to lose.
You love the king very much, don't you, my queen?
Oh, so very much.
My queen, I have done your bidding to the best of my ability.
Rise, Hatak. Quickly tell me. You were gone so long. What happened? Did you see Mordecai? Did you make him understand? Does he hate me now? Oh, Hatak, what happened?
My queen, I saw him.
Tell me. Does he despise my weakness? Did you explain?
I did, to the best of my ability.
And what did he say? Was he angry?
At first he was very angry. Then he seemed to calm down. He said, "Tell Esther to think not of herself. She shall not escape in the king's palace any more than the rest of her people. And if she remains silent at such a crucial time as this, then God will send deliverance to the Jews through another. But she will not be forgiven. And who knows? Perhaps God has chosen her to become queen for just such a time as this."
Oh, Hatak, I've been so wicked and selfish. I've placed my own interest above God's will. Return at once to Mordecai and tell him I have changed my mind. Have him gather together all the Jews in the city. Tell him to instruct them to fast and to pray for me. I too will fast for 3 days. After this period I will go before the king, although it is against the highest law. And if I perish, I perish.
No, indeed. This was not an easy decision for Queen Esther to make. But seemingly, these great people of the Bible never seemed to forget that God had promised to be with them. We need to lay hold of this promise, asking God to stay with us. The words of hymn number 9 in your songbook are most fitting for this. Hymn number 9, "Abide with Me." We'll sing verses 1 and 4.
Abide with me, cast all sleep and tide.
Once again, it's prayer time in the chapel. Join me, won't you? Breathe on me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew, that I may love what thou dost love, and do what thou wouldst do. Breathe on me, breath of God, until my heart is pure, until with thee I will one will, to do and to endure. Breathe on me, breath of God, unite my soul with thine, until this earthly part of me glows with fire divine. Breathe on me, breath of God, so shall I never die, but live with thee the perfect life of thine eternity. In Jesus' name, amen. As the doors of Children's Chapel close, we wish to thank you for worshiping with us.
The chapel doors will open wide next time when we will go inside. The children's chapel where we'll sing and worship Christ our heavenly King.
Children's Chapel is produced by David L. Bolton for the National Lutheran Council Department of Radio and Television. This is your announcer, Gene Larson, saying goodbye, and God bless you until we meet again in Children's Chapel.